Hello and welcome to another episode on this channel. This episode is going to be dedicated to myths about emotions. This episode is especially for you if the adults in your life were emotionally immature in the past. If you feel you didn't learn about emotions as a child and want to understand why. And also if you want to change the generational emotional patterns in your family. If any of those apply to you, then this episode is for you. So let's find out 5 myths about emotions that you shouldn't believe. So, emotions obviously play a significant role in our lives, yet there are several misconceptions about them. I hear them almost on a daily basis that can hinder our understanding and our well being overall. So, in today's episode, I'm going to debunk these 5 myths that you may have come across and may have even been modelled in your family. So, the first myth or misunderstanding is that showing emotions makes you weak. Contrary to popular belief, expressing and feeling your emotions is actually a sign of strength and power, and this has actually been proven in research. People who are able to acknowledge and communicate their emotions, they statistically make better decisions. They have more effective communication and therefore generally have happier relationships, and they're able to exhibit empathy toward others. The other myth or misconception that you might have been socialized around as a young child might be that you can think your way out of your feelings. So attempting to rationalize or suppress difficult emotions is not an effective strategy for dealing with them. And despite that, most people try and do that in some kind of way and wind up in my office needing support for these sorts of things and can't understand why because we're socialized to think that we can think our way out of feelings. Emotions need to be felt, they need to be processed and labelled and understood. Each feeling carries a message or a meaning or information about you that deserves attention and reflection. Myth number 3, ignoring how you feel is the best way to get rid of a feeling. While emotional suppression may temporarily help manage overwhelming thoughts and feelings, consistently relying on this coping mechanism can have negative consequences, not just on your mental health, but also on your physical health. There's research that shows that people who ignore their feelings are more likely to develop chronic health conditions. So, ignoring how you feel is not a long term solution, and you might actually pay the price for it in your physical health as well. So, it's important to find healthier ways to address and express emotion. If this is something you struggle with, beginning therapy is a really good place to start for something like that. Myth number 4, adult emotions are more important and trustworthy than children's. Children's emotions are just as valid and valuable as those of adults. It's crucial to create a safe space for children to feel and express their emotions without judgment. Now, notice your reaction hearing that if you yourself feel that you were not given that when you were younger. Understandably, you may have strong emotions hearing me say that children's emotions are just as valuable as adults, because what I often find as there's a lot of adults walking around this world who definitely did not get that experience. And it has provided a blueprint and confusion for them struggling with this later in life. Because our caregivers play a significant role in showing us emotional well being, and they do that by acknowledging and supporting our emotional experiences. And understandably, if we came from a background of trauma or chaos, this most likely hasn't been the case. It is all right to feel a sense of grief or anger or frustration reflecting on this. Myth number 5, positive feelings are better than negative feelings. So while positive thinking is often encouraged, it is important to recognise that all emotions have value and serve a purpose. Negative emotions can provide important insights, motivate change, and even accelerate our own personal growth. Embracing the full spectrum of emotions allows us to be more authentic and balanced generally in life. So, in conclusion, understanding and embracing our emotions is essential for our overall well being. Letting go of these misconceptions that we might have been socialised with in our family unit or schooling system and celebrating the complexity of our emotions can only benefit us. And by doing so, we can have a healthier relationship with ourselves and others. I hope today's episode has been useful for you. As always, drop a like, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment down below about your experiences on emotions when you were younger in your family unit. And as always, I'll see you next time.